Hey folks, welcome back to the Mind to Matter YouTube channel. If you saw my previous videos, you'll know I bought the Zero FX dirt bike recently. It's an electric dirt bike and my first electric dirt bike. I've had other dirt bikes before, but this is my first electric one. So I'm excited to have that. In the previous videos you saw me buy it. I did some brake fluid change, and now I've got it here in Wisconsin, in the Driftless region, southwest Wisconsin, enjoying it on the trails on the property I have access to. Now I'm just going to show you what the property is like, what our trails are like, and how it sounds and feels when we're riding around the property on this electric dirt bike. All right, I got you on the helmet cam, and let's go for a ride. This trail is a little overgrown, as you can see, and very soft and loamy right there. It was rotted wood. It's basically like quicksand. I sank right into it, but back on solid ground now. I was talking about the benefits of electric dirt bikes, and I just realized another one, you probably as well. It's easy to do a voiceover now with no microphone in my helmet. I can just talk normally and you can hear my voice, at least I think you can. I haven't viewed this footage yet, but this bike is so silent. It's so easy to get around and still sneak up on people, do voiceovers, enjoy the sounds of nature. Like I said, I've loved it a lot more than I thought I was going to. This is a new trail. Earlier I was saying how I liked using this bike to bring supplies and tools and stuff. This is all brand new as of yesterday because we had this tree fall down. This tree was an earlier fall and it blocked our main trail yet again, even after doing a repair there last year. So rather than cut through all these huge logs, we just made a detour here. We're halfway around the detour right now, and this bike was actually pretty helpful. Okay, I used the ATV for some stuff, chainsaws and the big bulky stuff that could kill me if it lands on me as I'm riding this bike. But for the little stuff and easy stuff that I forgot or going to running back to the house to get a drink and stuff like that, this bike is perfect. Really easy to make quick trips on this bike. I love it. It just zips around so fast, so silently, no startup, no noise. And it's just way more useful than I thought it was going to be. If I had knobby tires on this thing, it would be a beast, like crazy. But I'm going to try to hold off on spending more money right now. I don't need it, those tires, but I definitely want it. I put them on my BMW Dakar bike earlier. You may have seen that on a previous video, and I loved it. The bike was way more capable, and I took that bike on some pretty serious rides, serious for my skill level anyway, around Wisconsin with the Southern Wisconsin Guided Trails group, I believe it's called. And they have some, two trails they do every year. One in the spring, one in the fall. The one in the spring is in Middleton, or not Middleton, north of Lone Rock, Wisconsin, and it's pretty muddy and treacherous and hilly. So having the knobby tires on the BMW bike was helpful for me, especially with my skill level and with the weight of the bike. But with my current bike, I don't know if I'm gonna do a ride without those tires. I mean, I'm gonna have to put tires on to do a ride like that. Well, I don't know. They have an easy section too. I could just ride around the easy section and don't do the whole trail, but we'll see. Check out my old videos. I'll put that in the description as well, of some of those trails I've done with the BMW bike. My brother-in-law's Honda and Yamaha, back when the Honda was his, and some more bikes we've had before. Oh, the KTM, we took the KTM out one time. It barely ran, so we swapped it out for the Honda, but so easy on this bike. It's got so much torque. Of course, it's instantaneous torque. There's no clutch, and there's no power band. This is everywhere. So it's so easy to slow down and get close to needing to put my foot down, but just goose the throttle a little bit, and all of a sudden I'm balanced again. Don't need my foot. All right, you heard that one, I think. I purposely goosed the throttle a little bit for fun, and yeah, the back end definitely kicked out. Like, I'll do it again here. It's so easy. At will, I mean, I'm just sliding the tail around everywhere right now. At will, I can just turn on the throttle and boom, I'm gone. Or at least I'm spinning, even if I'm not gone. Here we are back at the house, the back way. Here I am trying some new things with my camera placement. Let me know which one you like. I've got this position and then the other position, which was higher up on my helmet earlier. This one's kind of more in front of my mouth. Maybe you can even hear me better now, I don't know. I was saying in the previous video, the electric bike lets me do voiceovers without having to use a microphone in my helmet. At least I think it does if you can hear me well. And this is like another example of that, where my mouth is right behind the camera, but also behind, you know, the chin guard. So we'll see if this actually is usable audio or not. Up on the pegs here, I got a cramp in my leg, so standing up to get rid of the cramp. Not because of any skill needs. I'm not skilled enough to get up on the pegs that much. And I'm lazy, I like to sit on my butt, but probably a bad habit. I should be up on the pegs more. I paused here to set up a camera and I noticed the temperature of the motor, I think that is 108 degrees, which is interesting. It's about, I don't know, 66 degrees today. Pretty warm. I haven't been riding it hard or anything, but it does get pretty warm. I noticed even riding it in my alley back in the city, it gets up the temperature pretty quickly and stays there. So I guess that's, you know, a sign of air ambient temperature cooling. It's not actively cooled by coolant, like liquid coolant. Plus, I see there's some mud and junk in there, I think just from this trip, getting stuck in the veins. So I'll probably clean that out at some point. The front one's not dirty, of course, but this one's right behind the tire. The dirt can come over here, hit the underside, and of course go into the cooling veins of the motor. I doubt that has much of an effect, and the temperature's dropping now, but just something I noticed. A couple more things I mentioned, having been on a really long ride with this. And by really long, I mean, you know, 30 miles. But I rode it from 70% down to 38% over, I think it was 20 miles, roughly. I'll put the real exact miles per kilowatt hour here, but it was roughly 10 miles per kilowatt hour, something like that. Which is interesting, you know, the truck is about 2 miles per kilowatt hour, give or take. I never got above 50 on this. I hit 40 maybe 3 times, 50 once. And other than that, it was around 30, 33 miles an hour. So not high speed, but enough that the aero drag, I'm sure, slowed it down. And in case you're curious about seeing some of the open road rides around here, what we have in terms of gravel back roads in the Driftless region, I'll link a couple of those videos I made on this bike in the description, and you can see what roads I'm talking about, how gorgeous they are, and why you guys need to come up here to southwest Wisconsin and ride around on these roads. It's nothing else like the rest of the Midwest. It's just gorgeous valleys, gravel back roads, beautiful views of, you know, cows and farms and green fields and rivers and stuff like that. So I encourage you guys to come out here. It's kind of centered around like maybe like Richland Center, Spring Green, that area of Wisconsin. Beautiful area. So here's some of my thoughts on how this bike compares to the gas bikes, which I just rode back to back to back. I rode the 1980 Honda XL250S we've had for a while, and I just rode also the it's like a 2008 or so Yamaha XT250 Cero. And they're great. I love the sound. They're fun, they're visceral, they're really appealing to ride. But as soon as I hopped on this one, I just felt more comfortable, no vibrations, quiet, easy to start up and go. No starting the engine, just click on the switch and you're off. And I know 99% of you are going to disagree with me, but I actually prefer riding the electric bike compared to the other vehicles, the gas ones. I know that's crazy, and I can hear you guys unsubscribing right now, but it's just smoother, easier, quieter, just better. It's truly better. Oh, and instant torque with this, with the even the new Yamaha, the driveline slop was noticeable. You know, you give it some throttle and you wait a quarter of a second and then the whole bike starts moving forward. This one, it's instant. Maybe just because it's a little newer, but I would imagine things like the clutch, the gears in the transmission, chains and so on, all contribute to that as well. So one thing I wish this bike had was reverse. You would imagine with it being an electric motor, you'd think it would be easy to add a reverse to this because it's just electricity. Reverse the current and reverse the propulsion direction. Doesn't have it, at least not that I know of. And as I was turning around on some of these trails, the tight turns, it would be nice to have reverse. Just because I'm lazy, and why not? Because I would imagine it would only add a couple dollars to the vehicle, but it doesn't have it. Gas bikes also don't have it, and I understand why. That's a pretty significant expense for something that's not used much, but with this, I kind of imagined it might have had it. So final thoughts, prefer this. Still like the old stuff for fun and nostalgia purposes. The Honda's not going anywhere or anything like that. But overall, if I'm going to have my selection of the 4 bikes, this would be my first choice every time. I wanted to do a quick description of what I'm up to with this bike. Of course, I bought it for recreation and fun. That's still the primary use. But I'll tell you, I'm finding it a lot more useful than I thought for everyday kind of practical uses out here on the property. I've been using it way more than I expected to go around the property line and inspect the trails to see if there's any blockages or areas that are closed that need repair. And when I find stuff to do, I'm way more likely to take this dirt bike now than the gas dirt bikes or the gas ATV that we have, because there's no shifting on this bike, there's no clutch lever. It's so much more useful to carry stuff or just more relaxing and easy to use on the trails. These tires, these are Pirelli Scorpion ATs. They're so-so for the trail, as you can tell. They're dual sport kind of enduro tires, not knobby at all like my BMW Dakar bike had, and not knobby like some of the other bikes we have here. So the grip is lacking in some situations, even with the custom mode I have, where I use only 48% power. It still has plenty of torque to break the tires loose by accident, or on purpose, as I wish. But I might turn that power down a little bit more just to make it a little bit less risky that I accidentally whiskey throttle it and spin out on the leaves. But other than the tires, which I think came on it, the bike's been fantastic. As I was saying, one of the unexpected things about this electric bike is how much more useful it is, how much more willing I am to just hop on it in an instant and take it somewhere on the property to save time walking. Not that firing up an electric start dirt bike is hard. The red Honda, it is a little more difficult to get going sometimes. I often have to roll start it. The compression's probably low on that thing. But this one, you hop on and go. So easy, it's quiet, I can hear the birds chirping. It's so much better than I thought it was going to be, and I like it even more than I thought it was going to. So that's been great. This video is just about to give you my experiences on how it is to ride around the property. And I'm also just going to show you some footage here a little later on what it's like to hear this bike creeping through the woods without any sound or any noise, basically, compared to the dirt bikes I have previously and still have today. Don't get me wrong, I love the sound of dirt bikes. I love the sound of that red Honda we have. I love the sound of the Yamaha and the KTM that my brother-in-law and I share.
Are you going?
But it's not something I want to hear all the time, and not something my relatives and kids and wife want to hear on the property all the time either. So this one, if they're just hanging out on the back porch and just having a drink, and I just want to go ripping around for a bit, I don't feel like I'm disturbing their peace by having this electric bike, as opposed to having one of the gas bikes that would kind of make things a little noisy and a bit of a nuisance to some people. So that's a huge benefit to this bike. Coincidentally, I was just talking about noise, and how gas engines make a lot of noise for people on the property that might not want to hear it. And I now hear the ATV in the background. It's my brother-in-law. I'm glad he's using it. I love the ATV, but it's an example of what I'm talking about, where you feel like you're going to have some silence, and this allows me to use it and maintain the silence for the whole property rather than have to subject people to the noise when they don't want to hear it. All right, well, I've talked about the tires being so-so for this type of work. I've talked about the noise and how I use this a lot more than I thought I would for uses outside of just recreation. Who'd have thought for 2,400 bucks I could have a bike better than a Talaria, better than a Sur-Ron, for cheaper. Seriously, this is cheaper, at least the one I found, cheaper than a Sur-Ron, cheaper than a Talaria Triple X. 2,400 bucks. Working great, needed brake fluid. Tires probably need to be replaced at some point, but it's good. The ABS works. I felt it engaged just once on this ride today. First and last time so far, but I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the bike. So easy to throttle up, so easy to ride. It's just as relaxed or as wild as you want it to be, especially with sport mode and stuff like that. But I keep it in custom mode with half throttle capability, you know, half power, and full regen. That's where I'm at most of the time with this bike. So, very impressed. Thank you for watching the Mind of Matter YouTube channel. If you have any questions about this e-bike, let me know. I can try to answer them. And if you know what a normal temperature is for the bike motor, I'm at 120 right now, let me know too. I'm just curious. But no problems to report whatsoever with this amazing bike. And thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you all watching. Stay tuned for more videos from the Mind of Matter YouTube channel. And we're going to have a great summer. So there's going to be lots of content coming up in the next 6 months. Bye for now.